While this award was created to honor administrators whose lifelong careers have advanced the arts in Connecticut schools, this year's recipient is a young woman. In fact, she's a high school student. And she has taught us all what collaboration, advocacy, and leadership truly look like. It was clear from the very beginning of this year that something needed to be done to recognize the achievement of this exceptional young lady. The nomination committee was insistent that recognition be paid. The adjudicators insisted that something exceptional be done to celebrate this young woman. After much discussion, it was clear that an award established to recognize serious achievement based on a record that advances the arts in Connecticut be used to recognize this year's recipient. Well, I have a few more things to say about this year's recipient. There's no way to talk about her and her achievements without mentioning her and her school. So, I know I'm going to ask this and you won't honor it, but what the hell. So please hold your applause until the end. It's like guessing fish not to swim. For tonight, the President's Award will be presented to Larissa Mark. Necessity to work within school budgeting process, planning for educational programs, working with calendars, etc. Making the arts happen in our schools is frequently an uphill battle. Not long after the 2013-2014 school year began, Trumbull theater teacher Jessica Spillane was notified by her principal that rent would not be happening. Needless to say, the students, parents, and community were stunned and frankly upset. The show that had been planned for months and months was now being erased. What could have turned into name-calling, shouting matches, town meetings of outrage, never happened because of Larissa Mark. Understanding that her teacher needed to abide by the demands of her principal, Larissa knew that if anything was to be done to change this decision, the drive to do so would need to come from someplace else other than her teacher. What Larissa did was take charge not only of her peers and their reactions, but took charge of her community and every voice that wanted to have a say. This young lady understood that protocol and that each step needed to be handled with care, compassion, gentle persuasion, and confidence. From quiet meetings with students, community leaders, superintendent, and others, she reminded everyone that there would be no yelling, no name-calling, no aggression, no fights in the press, no social media slapfest. She gained the trust of everyone, and they let her lead. In the end, rent did happen as scheduled, as planned. Under Larissa's leadership, there was no victory parade, no public gloating, no "I told you so" shouting. Larissa reminded everybody, we've achieved our goal, now it's time to get to work. Ultimately, Larissa did more than save a school show. She taught all of us, students, adults, educators, administrators, press, that we all accomplish great things when we set our anger and our egos aside and find a path that leaves room for everyone. Her personal desire to see that her school got to do a show turned into what true leadership at its very core is all about, leading by example. There is too much to say about this remarkable young lady, so for the purposes of brevity, let me conclude with this. In a world where increasingly too many people feel that violence and aggression are viable answers to modern age questions, Larissa's selfless act of compassion and courage challenges all of us to think about our own behavior. While you may have been defending a show, Larissa, your grace, your calm, and open heart has left an indelible mark on all of us who observed, saw, or have understood your journey. Like all unselfish acts of kindness, You will never know the many lives you have touched and changed. Tonight, I am deeply humbled and very honored to present the 2014 Connecticut High School Musical Theater President's Award to Larissa Mark of Trumbull High School.
Thank you so much to the Connecticut High School Musical Theater Awards for presenting me with this honor. Putting on our production of Rent in Trumbull has been an amazing experience for the entire cast, crew, production staff, and community as we've all come together to put on this amazing show in such a short amount of time. I'd like to thank my director, Mrs. Blaine, for being one of the most important influences in my life so far. I have to thank our producer, Mrs. Bolin, our music director, Gerald Goldstein, our choreographers, Frank Brew and Morgan Freed, and every single person who worked on this production, because it has really brought us together and it has been such an amazing experience. I'm usually behind the scenes, so I'm a little blinded by the lights here. I haven't actually been on stage before, so this is very exciting. Thank you to everyone who helped bring the show into fruition. We had so much help from the Broadway community, from residents in Trumbull, parents, students, people who were constantly meeting with me and our principal and going to Board of Ed meetings. This was a group effort, it wasn't just one person, and I am so thankful that everyone came together to bring Rent to Trumbull. Thank you guys.